This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 181 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
You know what else is up?
My shirt.
Your lack of a different outfit. Yeah. Same outfit as last
I feel
week.
like it just happens to be my Tuesday. Yeah. Last Tuesday I was doing
some
work
outfit
at the office, and now
you got
it's a Tuesday again.
In the YouTube comments, you got a lot of praise.
Yeah, I got a little bit of
love.
Sure. Well, one person.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
A lot. I'll call it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We've got what I would say is an action-packed show. Topic number one.
Are they not usually? They're not usually?
This one's going to be pretty good.
Okay.
Racket number one, I predicted in a previous Real Word. Bobby, you've got to clip that in. You've got to make a TikTok on that. I want side by side. I want to.
Oh my God.
I want to show how on point my previous prediction was.
So you're gonna make Bobby go back and watch all episodes?
You'll be able to find it, Bobby. And then we've got a iBuying.
God, that sounds horrible.
I'll help you find it. We've got an iBuying update and a huge Instagram update as the marketeer that you need to know about for your social game. First, Racket number one, Inman article. Of course, we'll link it below. Changing work from home rules are rattling buyers and their agents. Some home buyers are being called back to the office earlier than expected. Mm-hmm. And it's forcing them to drop out of deals and list the homes they just moved into. Agents told this to Inman. So there's a whole bunch of examples in here, from San Diego to Texas to Hawaii, where buyers are dropping out of deals suddenly because their work from home status has changed from their employer. You can go to, just Google this, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. They are both saying, get your butts back in the office now or else. I think Morgan Stanley says by September. And Goldman Sachs says now.
Yeah.
Like, you've got 2 weeks to report back to the office.
Right.
Couple things that are happening. They're bringing people back to the office.
Of course.
Goldman Sachs also has, we're not going to get into this rabbit hole, but there are also some reports where they're really trying to basically force vaccinations as part of their,
there are some companies
from
doing
the
that,
home,
yes.
And you've got to,
we're definitely not falling down that hole.
No, but that's one thing, Goldman Sachs. The other thing, which I predicted, Bobby, and you definitely got to clip this part out, is that some of these employers are saying, listen, you want to work from home? Cool. You're going to do it at a much lower salary.
Right.
These companies, and this is what we said last time, they've got huge, sunk costs in their leases, their real estate leases that they're not getting out of.
Of course.
Also, let's just face it. People that are working in the office are more productive than people working at home. Now, you can find me examples where people are more productive working at home, certain individuals. And vice versa, right? So we can play the one-on-one. But on an average, at scale, people are more productive in the office. You have these serendipitous moments where people are able to mastermind, bounce something off of each other.
Well, that's the biggest. Well, I think no
loss of
100%.
interpretation through Slack,
or God forbid you don't have Wi-Fi at your house, so then you can't join. There's so many excuses that go along with working from home that you have to nip them right in the bud.
Now, obviously, you've got a lot of Silicon Valley companies like Facebook and Twitter. Oh, you can just work from home for as long as you can. So you do have the other end. Some of these companies saying that you can. What's your gut feel? Will the majority of major Fortune 500 companies, let's go Fortune 500, will the majority of Fortune 500 make it mandatory to come back into the office, or where do you think what would you say? What percentage would you put on it?
Are we talking about this year or over a
let's
5
say over
year,
let's say over the next 12
year,
months.
12 months? I don't know. I bet you it would be 50-50. I can't imagine that all of them are going to make it mandatory.
Wow,
but
way to straddle the line there. 50-50.
No, I do. I mean, I think that what's going to end up happening is that people are naturally going to end up going back to work because they know that they're much more productive. Or, to be quite honest, they might even just see their friends are going back, so it's time to go back. But I can't imagine that they're all going to make it mandatory, because I do think that, it probably is a little bit more cost effective to have some of their employees not there. You're less paper or there's so many
paper.
Well, I don't know. People still like paper. People like paper.
Yeah,
people
paper.
Like burning trees.
People are not getting hired these days that are passionate about paper and can't.
No, that technology. Is for sure.
So, all right. I think it's gonna be much more than 50. Just my take. I think it'll be much more than 50%.
Mandatory. Saying mandatory.
Where it's hey, there's gonna be some type
flex,
of loss to the employee if you're not willing to come back to work. You're either gonna lose your job, You're going to lose income. You're not going to be paid the same amount. Okay, you want to stay an hour and a half away from the office? We're going to reduce salary because you're not going to be one of my more productive employees.
Okay.
And now listen, hey, you don't like it? Go start the next Morgan Stanley. Go start the next Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
You chose to work there. Nobody's making anybody work at these places, right?
Well, but it'll be very interesting though, because I do know that it's challenging to find people though too. Like so
that's a great point because
then it's like if you're telling everyone that they don't have to come back to work, where are you now left?
You have a great point there. I would say that, and maybe not at a Goldman Sachs because that's a very competitive company. You know, Fortune 500 companies very competitive in the way that they can attract talent.
Of course.
But when you're talking small businesses and these types of things, there is obviously, you know, still a lot of companies looking for employees,
Plenty
good employees.
Of people looking for.
And so if you are a good worker, you know, bringing great value to a company, you now have leverage. If you're in a market where they just aren't hiring, it's like, hey, I want to work home 3 days a week.
Right. Do
you want me or not? So there is this, you know, there's a beautiful thing about capitalism, right? It works for both sides. If you've got the leverage, you can negotiate as the employee, and you're choosing where to work. And if you've got the leverage, use it. Same way, if the employer has the leverage, they're going to use it. So it actually is a beautiful system the way it works. It's worked in America for quite some time, since the beginning.
The beginning?
Yeah, since the beginning of time, which isn't that long either, by the way.
Do you know when the beginning
was? 245th birthday, yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
Happy birthday, America. Way to go.
Wow.
So how does this affect real estate, though? How is this going to impact real estate? Well, we see it happening in deals where people are dropping out. They made these rush decisions. We talked about COVID regret, buying a house and having instant COVID regret because
we've
of
seen
the
it
house.
Multiple times within our team. Yeah.
I mean, how many people? I cannot tell you how many people in 2020 said to me, "Oh, I'll never have to go back to the office. This is changing life forever."
Yeah.
Not so sure about that anymore.
Right.
And people are putting their homes back on the market or dropping out
pulling
of
out
deals
before it even happens. So it'll definitely be very interesting to see what happens. So,
and there are multiple agents. You can read through this. There are multiple agents that are saying the same thing. We mentioned that Wall Street read and they mentioned that even in this article, read an interesting post about one of the CEOs of a major Wall Street bank saying that employees that aren't going to be coming back to the office because they have moved away from New York and are wanting to work remotely will be able to keep their jobs, but not at their New York City salaries. So some of them are going to lose jobs, some are going to lose money, and some people, very valuable employees to the company, very much big contributors to the company, are going to have a little more leverage.
Right.
So
it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Yeah.
And now if I'm in I don't know, if I'm an agent in one of these cities, well, if I'm an agent in the city, I'm trying to do some creative marketing to
of course.
Get people back in.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, there actually is another article in Inman about having, well, never mind.
We had a conversation with a couple young people last night.
Yeah.
We were out to a nice dinner and they were
super excited about going back to the city.
Very excited.
Very excited.
27.
They said rents were really high, but really excited.
Yeah, they said the rent from when they were in the city pre-pandemic to now is no change.
No, yeah.
And they said everybody's coming back at the same time. They're talking about September. Like everybody's
Well, they were talking about all the people that actually got rents really inexpensive are probably going to be like jacked up and they're going to have to leave anyway. So they're really excited to get back into the city. So
I don't know. There you go. What is a racket? The fact that people actually believe a 12-month time period of working from home, they're going to be able to dictate terms for the rest of their life. That's a racket. If you got the goods and the leverage, go ahead and dictate terms or start your own company.
Start your own Morgan Stanley, like Byron.
Start a Morgan Stanley. Yep. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Racket number 2. iBuying activity returns to pre-pandemic levels. After pausing business during the early phase of the pandemic, iBuyers are starting to catch up to the buying and sales activity levels that compare more closely to their levels prior to the pandemic. No, because we talked about it. It does not surprise me. We talked about Blackstone buying all these, investing $7 billion in buying single-family homes. So if they're buying single-family homes in what people believe is an appreciated market, and like, why would you be paying more for these homes?
But what these iBuyers though are doing are buying them, fixing them up, and then selling them.
Right, but they're also still, a lot of instances are buying them pretty close to market value in a lot of instances.
I'm just surprised that these sellers are willing to just unload them
for over a 10% fee. For an over 10%
without
fee.
just at least testing out the market.
Yeah. Well, now listen.
That to me seems bizarre.
iBuyers comprise a small part of the overall.
Super small, 0.5%.
0.5% of home sales, according to Redfin. Now, Brad Inman predicted it would be 50% by this time. That has completely
right. Well, the whole world changed from when he predicted that.
But he's only 49.5% off.
I mean, pretty close.
Yeah. So here's the top iBuyers, which we know who they are: Opendoor, Redfin, Zillow, OfferPad. Okay. They're buying, and listen, they've only bought 4,383 homes, nearly 21%.
Still down 6% from a year earlier.
That was quarter one, so 21% prior than the prior quarter. And like you said, 6% from a year earlier. They've got a chart on here that shows you all the markets and their year-over-year change. Atlanta, Georgia is down 25% in iBuying, where Lakeland, Florida is up 290% for iBuying. So a lot of people, they're really hammering Lakeland, Florida for whatever reason. They must feel like they are. The iBuyers must believe that these are undervalued homes. Okay, they must believe they're
overall
undervalued.
Median,
220,000.
They are getting them for less. They're saying overall median 240. They're getting it. I mean, they're almost getting to a 10%. They're getting a 10%.
Well, in Lakeland, the iBuyer median sale price is 220, and then the overall median sale price is 240. So. I don't know. I mean, $20,000 spread. That's not a huge spread.
Not for the iBuyer, but it's still for the seller. I mean, why are you leaving $20,000 on the table?
And why are you doing that at an over 10% fee? Anybody considering taking an iBuyer offer needs to sit down with their local real estate expert and say, I want to see all the numbers. Like we talked about Glenda doing this, where she actually advised one of her clients to go take the Zillow offer. She's like, I just can't get you that money in the open market. You got to take this deal. They've really given you a sweet deal. But go through all of the options. You should have a couple iBuyer. If you're thinking of one iBuyer, get offers from all of them. Get the Redfin, get the Zillow, get the OfferPad if they're all in your market. Match them all up.
Right.
What realistically can I get in this market, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe the agent has an iBuyer model, and you got to put all 5 of those and really dig into the fees, net sheet style. What's going to bring me the most money and if your goal is shortest amount of time, that's a consideration as well.
Right.
But okay, so these are back. Not a racket. Makes perfect sense. Everybody's buying single family homes at scale, so why wouldn't these companies also be doing that? All right. I'm
just surprised that sellers are willing to leave so much money on the table, but again, we don't know what their motivations are. So
if time's a motivating factor, they'll pay a little bit to get out of the deal quicker. Here's the thing: if you got to wait around for the mortgage and the appraiser and this and that, then there's a
I'm hearing you.
There.
I get it.
Okay, so all right, for again 0.5% of the market, so 99.5 still exists in other forms. Marketeer of the week. Instagram insists on competing with TikTok. This is an entrepreneur.com article. They will now prioritize video over photos. It was first brought to my attention in Lab Coats. I'm sure most of you guys are Lab Coat agent in that Facebook group. Zachary Faust posted his big 5 takeaways. Just posted this. I thought he did a really good job breaking it down. Essentially what Instagram, this is directly from Instagram, the director of IG, Adam Masseri, says
he has like a 3-minute video on there if you want to.
The video's terrible, by the way.
Push your way through it.
For a guy that says they are a video first platform, what a bad video, Adam. We are no longer just a terrible.
We got it. Yep, terrible.
Yeah, we are no longer. This is what he says. We are no longer a photo sharing app,
which is kind of sad. I mean, that's how it all started, but I get it.
I hope Adam doesn't watch this because he will probably put in an algorithm spell on me.
And
just
do it.
No, don't do it, Adam.
Don't
do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it, Adam. Please, no.
Then I won't get texts in the middle of the night. Nicole, do you see how many?
Maybe we'll clip this out. So he announces the app needs changes, and it will focus more on videos to compete with the popularity of TikTok. So, I was at a, where was I? Maybe a wedding? I was at a wedding? No.
You don't do much, so it was a wedding?
It was a wedding.
Yeah.
It was something. There was little kids around. And I said, what are you using the most? Oh, actually, no. We did also ask the intern,
Yeah.
Lexi, who was on. We asked her right here on the Real World.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did that. We did that whole thing. I think I just did it again though to somebody. Probably at this wedding. TikTok's number one for these kids. They're using TikTok number one.
Yeah.
Their individual communication is done through Snapchat.
Yeah.
Instagram is like their,
I haven't posted on there in a really long time.
I'll go on there, try to be professional. It's like their version of a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Facebook, forget about it. They're not even concerned.
They're not, but
that's where all the old people are. And then
old people.
And then LinkedIn, they might use it if they're, trying to apply for a job or something.
I don't know
clean that up.
There's many people on LinkedIn.
Oh, lots of people on LinkedIn.
Well, I mean, in that, I mean, we talked to a 19-year-old. So she was a freshman in college.
So they really want to compete with TikTok and YouTube, having such a stronghold on video consumption. YouTube Shorts now, the shorter videos.
You participate in that? Have you ever? I've never watched one.
A couple shorts.
You have?
Shorts, yeah. Yeah. And so that gives people on YouTube the ability to bang through, these very short version videos. TikTok is like, I think everybody needs to be thinking about their video content. How do I produce a ton of short content?
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah.
TikTok got me through the pandemic. Wasn't it great?
But it's not going away. So
no, I thought it was great.
It's become such a rival for them that they are now going to, over the next few months, completely change their app. Okay, so
it sounds like they don't really know exactly how yet. It sounds like they're going to
try a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of changes.
Full screen videos, like YouTube, that kind of stuff. Here's the 5 breakaways that Zach posted on Lab Coat Agents. He did a good job. They're dedicated to becoming a video first app. So that means static images. Mm-hmm. You're not the square picture app, which is what their director said. You're going to get killed in the algorithm. You do a static image, you're getting no views. You're not going to show it to your friends. You're going to show it to nobody. So it's going to be an empty room you're talking to on the static images.
So it'll just be like a great place to keep your kids' photos, it sounds like.
Yeah, there you go.
Keep them there safe,
The Explore feed and the main feed are about to have a love child.
Oh, boy.
So basically, instead of going into your feed and just seeing the people that you follow, they're going to put people in your feed like TikTok would that you should be following, that you should be looking at.
Yes.
So there's that.
Love it.
Number 3, they plan to make the algorithm and what goes into it focus heavily on pushing content that is entertainment first content.
Okay. I love when you read words.
So it's got to be entertaining.
That's so entertaining.
Entertaining content. Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can do a words by Byron Instagram.
That'd be fun.
That'll go. Number 4, users will not be able to select topics that they are interested in to help IG know more of what to show them. Well, now I said not. We'll now be able to. We'll now be able to. They're taking TikTok very, very seriously.
They should.
And anyways, so they want to merge and become a version of TikTok / YouTube. Now they've been gearing up to this for a long time. Instagram Reels was a direct. Instagram Stories was a direct hit on Snapchat. Instagram Reels on TikTok. IGTV was their version of YouTube. It sounds like they're just going to basically change the algorithm. So they're going to punish people that do static photos. They're going to make video really, really important. And they're going to enhance those 3 products. And that's kind of the breakdown that I'm giving.
I think it's great. I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
So agents, stop with the static images. Stop. And, Zach said there's still people putting blurry photos on Instagram. And that's what Instagram wants to get rid of. They want to have a beautiful app, video first. So start really producing high levels of video content and you'll be fine.
Here it is.
There you go. Marketeer tip of the week instead of a marketeer. I guess entrepreneur could be the entrepreneur.
Well, no, or maybe it's Instagram. Maybe Instagram is the marketeer of the week.
Wow. See that?
Bobbing and weaving.
See that? Don't crush me in the algorithm.
Oh my God, please do.
For your video. You are the marketeer of the week here on the Real Word. All right.
On the Real Word.
That's a Real Word. Love for you to subscribe, share this with somebody who can learn from it, benefit from it. We'd love to add some more people to the Real Word community. Love your comments below, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Keep it real.